So I have never, ever been more frustrated in my life than with these championships happening in Accra. And I'm not somebody that easily gets frustrated, but this has been next level. Day two was worse than day one when it comes to issues of like results and all these other stuff that really makes an athletics championships. So many people are depending on me for results. International platforms. There's a reason I haven't been tweeting a lot. In fact, I'm not even tweeting. Every now and then I would come and drop one comment. I don't have the time because I'm working for Olympics. I'm working for Routies. I'm doing stuff for so many. I literally had to create another WhatsApp platform and put all the international media friends that I have who are asking me for results there, so I could forward stuff there every time I have a chance and every time I get something. That's how bad it's been. I literally am like, I'm only able to get some stuff because I have some level of privilege, because I'm able to go to the photo finish room and beg somebody to take a picture of the computer screen because the results are there. Nobody just knows how to get them. And it's such a frustrating spectacle. Look, last night I went to bed at 1 in the morning because I was trying to get the results for the women's hammer throw, which was won by an Algerian. Her winning mark, I had to ask the Nigerian who finished second to tell me what the winning distance was because nobody knows. I asked, I couldn't find them. And so if you go and check the results, the article that I have done, I have left the bronze medal winner, the South Africans distance, blank because I still have not been able to find the results for the women's hammer throw. As we speak, the decathlon men completed yesterday. Till date, I still have not seen the decathlon men's results. So that space is also left blank. So field event is so difficult. In fact, the men's high jump, I had to ask Luvo Manyunga what the winning distance was. So he told me what his winning distance was, 8.15. Told me what the silver medal winning distance was, 8.07. And then told me what the bronze medal winning distance was, which was also, I think, 8 meters. So all three guys over 8. But we're depending on, for field events, we literally have to depend on the athlete for the results. They are lucky because the field events, when that's happening, the judges are writing the marks, so they are able to go and have a look. The track athletes don't have the same luxury. And yesterday you saw the drama of the men's 100-meter race and the women's 100-meter race. So two things happened in the men's race. First up, when they crossed the finish line, the flash time at the scoreboard at the finish line showed 9.98 seconds. That's what the television feed is also zooming to millions of viewers from across the globe. Do you know what the actual winning time was? 10.25. So it is not a case that it's just a small correction from maybe 9.98 to 9.99. It just means that whatever clock they have there, it's not working properly. Because there is no way that the clock at the finish line flashes 9.98 when the actual photo finish winning time is 10.25. That's the issue number one. Issue number two, the winner was obvious. Eseme, we could tell from the outside. And when athletes run next to each other, they can tell where they are. So if you are even slightly ahead, you can tell. So the winner was obvious. The rest of the field had no idea where they finished. And that's where you saw that video. of the athletes sat around a small mobile phone screen to try and determine where they each finished. It was so bad, like no one could tell. And the issue is, even though the results are there, even the people on the field with the athletes couldn't and can't immediately tell where the athletes finished. It has to take a phone call or a WhatsApp message from the guys at the photo finish room to send a message, maybe sometimes a picture of the result, to the people on the ground with the athletes to now go and announce to the athletes that this is where you finished. So yesterday after the men, I don't know whether the person making the phone call or sending the picture of the results from the photo finish room had run out of data. It took a while. So the guys were just standing there. No one knew where they finished, apart from Eseme, who knew he had won. So there's no communication whatsoever, collaboration. It's weak. But that is nothing. What you saw from the men, nothing compared to what we saw from the women. Because when the women finished, the Nigerian Rosemary Chukwuma thought that she had actually won the gold and started celebrating. She had a Nigerian flag draped over her the whole entire time. Only for her to be told, or only for the people on the grounds to come back and announce that the Cameroonian, Hervé Kole Itame, had actually won. But the tricky part was, there was no way of telling the Nigerian or anybody there how she had actually won. So the Nigerian girl was so frustrated, she couldn't see the results. She's like, I thought I won. I thought I was ahead. So what are you telling me that the Cameroonian won? Okay, sure. Let me see the result. Let me see the photo finish. Like, what was the winning time? Nobody knew. I tell you what, I saw the frustration on her face with her coach and took her and went straight to the photo finish room, which is on the top floor of the hotel, and begged somebody there to open the door for me. And when she did, I explained the situation. The person brought out the result and showed it to us, and I took a picture, and the girl too took a picture. This is the athlete. I had to help her do that. She took a picture, looked at the time, and yes, it was close because the Cameroonian won by 0.003 of a second. The winning time, in fact, it was 4, I believe, let me just pull it out. So it was really close. So there was a reason that the Nigerian was celebrating, because if you look at those results, it was unbelievable close. The winning time was 11.485. 11.485. And she ran 11.488. So 0.003 of a second. That is the closest 100 meters had ever been decided on the African continent, as far as I'm concerned, because it was a similar thing that decided the 100-meter final between Noah Lyles and Kishen Thompson in Paris. And with that, there was a bit of a wait. But we saw that that was determined all within about 60 seconds. And that was considered a long wait. This girl had to go, I had to take her to the photo finish room. And so in the end, anyway, she saw this and she looked at the picture and she said that she thought that she won. So they went and lodged a protest. Obviously, Amusan didn't have any such problems. She won by a clear margin in the 100-meter hurdles. But she had problems of her own on the podium. Because we all know Nigeria changed their national anthem recently. They still played the old anthem to her. And then after, the people were asking Toby Amuzan if that was the right Nigerian national anthem. What a joke. And when Toby Amuzan said no, they asked another Nigerian journalist if that was the right anthem. He said no, that's the old one. And they asked him if he had the new one so they could borrow. I have never seen these levels of organized chaos in my entire life. And then you've got the issues of the poll votes, okay? Which happened in I think that was a decathlon poll vote. The Kenyan athlete snapped his poll vote, the Ivorian athlete snapped his poll as well. What I know, I can't blame the organizers for this because usually top athletes travel with their own polls. What I know is that these athletes didn't travel with their own poll. In fact, the Kenyan athlete confirmed in an interview to us that he borrowed his pole from a Beninois athlete. And he even apologized to his people back home why he didn't come with his own pole. I haven't spoken to the Ivorian to see whether he brought his own pole or they gave it to him or he also borrowed it from somebody. But I think, so that is an issue we can't blame the organizers for. And as for the issues of seizing phones, yes, they seized my reporter's phone. He had gone to the games village, the athlete village, to do something else, something more about the food situation, and it took his phone. But I think he got it back. But we need that. We don't need those kinds of issues happening. Let the press do their job. Let them do their job. These competitions, they're very, it's chaotic. So let them do their job. The last thing I would say is that regarding the timing issue, there was also a big issue with the women's 5,000 meters on Monday. The winning times were off by more than 15 minutes. Originally, they declared, the timer showed that the people crossed the finish line in 30 minutes or whatever. On day one, the actual winning times or the actual average times for a 5,000 meters for women, it's like 15 minutes. What the heck? Where the heck did you get the over 30 minutes from? Credit to them, yesterday they came back with the corrected times. But these are errors that should not be happening. And so I'm going to say this, that given all the chaos that has happened at these championships, I will not be surprised that at the end of this competition, all the times and all the distances on all the records from this competition will be scrapped. It has happened before in Nigeria in Asaba 2018. One athlete scrapped every single result. And with this level of disorganization and this level of chaos, all of the efforts of these athletes might just end up being cost 90 work, because what athletes are not far from discrediting and scrapping all of these records from this competition, because it is so obvious that there's issue with the timing and that the results are not dependable.